Welcome to Grattan Township, a community not unlike many found in rural western Michigan, where the commerce is simple and the needs are basic. But for the engineers and technicians testing the 2002 Chevrolet Z06 Corvette, Grattan? Well, Grattan rocks.
Well, we just completed our first session of 24 hours. We have just a little shy of 1 hour done. And so we've come in, we're out of gas, so we'll be refueling, we'll be checking engine oil, checking brake pad wear. When we run the 24-hour test, it's not 24 hours from beginning to end on a clock. It is 24 hours on the racetrack. So we begin the clock when we're out on the track, and when we come in, we stop the clock. We'll be doing this 24 more times.
We've been doing ride height changes, shock changes, alignment settings, we've been playing with camber, toe, so we've been doing a lot of changes to help the car come off the turn much better. So the faster you put the power down, the faster you go down the straightaways.
There are people that do drive like this. There's the weekend warriors, and this particular car has been designed to, we basically are saying, hey, you can buy a car, you can take it right out of the factory, right out of the box, and take it out and race it. And that's what the whole thrust of this car is, and we want to prove to ourselves that it's really what we say it is.
With what we have in 2001 with the Z06, we really have the highest horsepower engine that has ever been in a Corvette in its whole life, and we're talking about almost 50 years here. With 2002, it clearly is carrying on that tradition, and it will be the absolute fastest Corvette ever produced. It'll be the most horsepower ever in a Corvette.
We've had several tests that have been over 400, 405, 406, stuff like that. So based on our last rounds of tests, it looks like we may have a solid 400 horsepower, 400 foot-pound torque engine.
There's a lot of very expensive, high-end, high-performance cars on the market that can't do this and are very fragile, and the guy's got it in the garage all the time, and very expensive repair bills and that sort of thing. And a Corvette and a Chevrolet, we're committed to having extreme value and extreme performance all in one package.
At the end of 2 weeks here, we'll have a total of 24 hours of track testing, and I expect this powertrain to survive and perform flawlessly.
Today we should have been finished, right? I don't even know what day it is. We're behind by 2 or 3 days. Most of that came out of, we have a quality issue with one of our suppliers on one of the parts of the back of the car. So we've gone to that supplier and said, hey, here's what we're finding, and they recognize the problem, they're going to take care of it. And now's the time to find that, because we're before production, we'll get it taken care of, and this is the kind of way we satisfy our customers.
Basically, the reason we're behind is we found some problems with the differential in the car. And that, it's a bittersweet type deal. If we find problems here, that way we don't let the customer find problems. So yeah, we've had a setback accumulating hours, but I think we're further ahead for making a better quality car.
Pahrump, Nevada. It's a lot like Grattan, only with burros.
It's 6 months later, now we're in Pahrump, Nevada, and we're starting over. We began our 24-hour testing last summer. We were up in Michigan, and we got halfway into it, and we broke the clutch. So we spent the last several months redesigning the clutch. So that's kind of what this is all about. It's a durability test, a validation of our design. It's our second day in Nevada. We've got about a quarter of the way through the first few sessions. The first session was dry, and then after that we've had a fair amount of rain. We don't want to have too much rain testing because that will tend to skew the results. The hardest loads come, the highest temperatures come when the track is dry. Everything we're testing is for the C5, but everything we're learning, we're applying to the C6.
One of the main things we're checking right now is oil consumption. I'm weighing oil as it drains from the engine, so I know exactly how much comes out and goes in. And then you can just convert the weight to quarts and we'll know how much we're consuming. We've made some changes to pistons and rings, trying to make improvements on our consumption on track, and we've seen quite a bit of improvement from the last time we were here.
Well, we're really proving out the cars for our high-performance customers. The Corvette customers, especially on the Z06, really expect that the car can take it for 24 hours. And we're here to prove that it will and make sure that we can tell our customers that, yeah, we ran the car for 24 hours on the racetrack, and yes, it does make it through it.
It's Thursday, and we finished 13 and a half hours last night. We just finished one more hour this morning. So we're 14 and a half hours into the 24.
It was like 210s, something like that, or 210s, and I think we got down to about 146 flat this morning.
Okay, Jim, you had a 45.95.
It felt really good. Every time we make a change, the car responds favorably to it.
Well, from here on, it's just routine. We've got to keep cranking out. We come in every hour, change tires, change brakes, check oil, check everything, download all of our data, put a new driver in, and go back out. We're kind of on pace to get to almost 20 hours by tonight if we run late, and that should make for an easy day tomorrow.
Right now we're at the 24th hour of the 24-hour test. Mike Neal is driving the car. He is the ride handling engineer on the Corvette, and he should be the guy finishing up the test. These cars are born from fundamental engineering and bred for the racetrack. That's the foundation of the great American sports car. It can't just take you to and from work. It's got to take you on the racetrack faster than any other car in the country.
I'm done. We got 24 hours in. It's Friday night. We got done on the day we wanted to get done on. You know, my bosses who stay back in Michigan think this is easy. Say, hey, Neal's going out there to spend a week at a racetrack, but there's a lot of effort, a lot of logistics. We've used 108 tires, about 40 quarts of oil, about 24 sets of brake pads, and about 350 gallons of fuel. Our intention is to make the best performance sports car in the world, and this is part of that design process.
The 2002 Z06, 405 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, and all Corvette.